I want my dad. I'm gonna go get him. Now sit back. I will fix it. I will fix it.
Dear, why, just stop for a second and take a deep breath. Hey, just stop.
Please, I will get your dad.
No, you said that you were gonna pepper spray me. No, please, no, stop.
Sit back.
Oh, I got a bad one.
Just spray her.
No, I have
Just spray her at this point.
Stop. Stop.
Dear.
Stop.
I got her. I got her.
Yeah. Please, wipe my eye. Wipe my eye, please.
Unbelievable.
That video was a 9-year-old girl in Rochester, New York, getting pepper sprayed by police. This episode, I want to discuss the defund the police movement. There are a lot of bad faith actors. There are a lot of disingenuous people who try to claim that the left is trying to do away with police departments, police forces, and we're wanting to get rid of police and basically have no protection, which is not true. That's a bad faith argument. I assume most of the people who make it realize it's a bad faith argument. Some of them might be ignorant enough to believe what they're saying. I don't know. But in this video, you have a 9-year-old girl being pepper sprayed by the police. There were around, I believe, 5 or 6 police cars that showed up. And just a little background on the incident. The girl has some type of mental issues. She was threatening to kill herself. She was saying she wanted to kill herself. She wanted to kill her mother. And I don't know what the family dynamic is exactly, but it's quite clear from the article that she has some mental issues going on. She needs some type of counseling to help her work through whatever her issues are mentally. And the point of Defund the Police is to take some funding from police departments and put it towards other services, because this is the poster child video for what people are discussing. This incident, the police should not be showing up for this. This is not a police issue. This is a unstable, unbalanced young girl who needs help from professionals who have expertise that cops do not, that cops are not prepared to deal with. And the thing is, the police were frustrated because they have this mentally unbalanced young girl, and they don't know what to do with her. So they pepper spray her. It makes things worse. I mean, the whole issue was they had handcuffed the girl, put her in the back seat of the patrol car. She had her feet outside the patrol car. They were trying to get her to fully move into the patrol car so they could take her to a hospital where people who understand what her issues are can deal with her. The problem is, having the police show up at all for this is the issue. They shouldn't be showing up. This is not a policing issue. This is not a crime issue. The girl, as far as I know, didn't break any laws. She just has mental issues. Her parents are having trouble dealing with her. And, I mean, in the video, she's screaming that she wants her dad. You know, she's screaming after they pepper spray her that there's pepper spray in her eyes. Her eyes are burning, and she wants somebody to wipe her eyes off. And she has mental issues. There are a lot of people that do. We have horrible mental health protections in this country. It's not insured well enough, it's not diagnosed well enough, and it's certainly not treated well enough. But when you have people like cops who, you know, cops are the proverbial, you know, they just have a hammer. So all they know how to do is hammer. That's it. They give a cop solution to a problem that's not a cop problem. And there have been police chiefs around the country who have expressed support for defund the police because of what they're trying to do, which is take money out of police departments, move it into other services so that the right service is showing up to deal with the mentally unbalanced girl, and you don't have a situation where cops are getting mad and frustrated and pepper spraying a 9-year-old. And as far as I know, there's at least a couple of officers that were involved in that incident in Buffalo that are not in Buffalo, in Rochester, who were on administrative leave pending the investigation. And I believe that decision was made by the mayor more so than the police chief. The mayor, as a politician, was trying to get ahead on the damage control factor. Because Rochester just recently, I think last year in March, had a similar issue where a man was mentally unstable. Police show up, end up putting a bag over his head and killing him. Suffocating him. And this is the problem. Police are having to show up to things they shouldn't be showing up for. And then there are other times where police are showing up like an invading army, and that's where the defund part comes in. There have been billions of dollars of military gear that have been transferred into police departments to where they have military-grade body armor and armored vehicles and all this stuff that they don't really need. I mean, if you dress somebody up like they're an invading army, they're going to behave like they're an invading army. And you saw it with the Black Lives Matter protest. 93% of the Black Lives Matter protest had no rioting, no looting, no violence going on in it. But the police were still there in full force, dressed like they were going to war, and they did go to war. They attacked the peaceful protesters. They pepper sprayed them, they harassed them, physically abused them, and everything else. And that's the issue. Police budgets have been going up and up and up and up and up. They're not getting cut. They've not been getting cut. They've been increasing to the point where police departments are purchasing billions of dollars of military-grade equipment. That's ridiculous. When this funding can be decreased for the police, and my whole thing is, I don't want police officers to lose their jobs unless they do something horrible. I don't want them to lose pay or benefits. Don't save money on people. I hate it when the government or businesses try to save money at the expense of people. But as far as the budget, as far as buying another, $200,000, $500,000 armored vehicle goes, yeah, pass on that and put money into services that can show up for this mentally unstable 9-year-old girl. Have people show up that know what they're doing, that know what they're dealing with, and can deal with her appropriately, rather than just pepper spraying her. Rather than just being a cop and saying, well, we don't know what to do, so just attack her. That's what we do. We attack people when we're frustrated or mad or confused. And that's the whole piece of defund the police. It's not doing away with police. And the thing is, it's possible. You could have a community like in New Jersey. I think it was Camden, New Jersey. Completely defunded the entire police department, disbanded them, and then put it back together in another department. I think they combined it with the sheriff's department, started hiring more people back to police the Camden, New Jersey area, because they had such a problem with the systemic racism and the animosity between the community and the police. And their choice was just to completely just defund and disband the police department, take that funding, put it into the sheriff's department, and have the sheriff's department pick up a larger load of the work. And in situations like that, yeah, if you have a group of cops that are racist, that have issues with people of color, with certain religions, with homosexuality, and they've been getting in trouble, they've been causing problems, causing lawsuits for the city, then in the process of defunding, yeah, cut them out. Cut them loose. I mean, one of my issues with police officers is there are way too many police officers that are similar to Donald Trump in that they have massive egos that are extremely fragile. And if they feel like at all that you're in any way challenging them, they just lose it. And they will be physical, they'll abuse you, whatever. I mean, and they could kill you. And unfortunately, too many police get away with murder. I mean, Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old kid, is dead, and the cops got away with it. They're not being charged with murder. They're not, as far as I know, they're not losing their jobs. And even when a cop does lose their job, they usually just end up going to a different police department in a different town and doing the same thing there. It's despicable. And what we need is a better system, and that's what Defund the Police is. It's to curtail these police budgets, these out-of-control police budgets, because when you have a city where budgets are getting cut all over the place, but the police budget goes up, that's an issue. It's like the country. We have so many areas we need to put federal funding at. But because we keep increasing the Department of Defense spending, we run out of money. You know, on the federal level, we're putting it into the hammer, the military. On the civilian side, we're putting into the hammer, the police. We're putting our money into the violence, into the hand with the hammer. And we need to do a better job of funding the correct services so that the correct people can show up for the correct incidents and you don't have police pepper spraying 9-year-olds. Thanks for watching. If you please like, subscribe, and have a good day.